Right, Gavin. So you've got a horse here with, should we say, it's worse than typical thoroughbred feet. It's pretty flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've been actually working on this horse, I'd say, 6 or 9 months. And,
Yeah.
And you've had it sound, but at the moment it's feeling a bit sore, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got better. We've had it in bar shoes. Everything went right. Got turned away to the stud for a bit of time. Come back, had to wear small shoes on really, and it was feeling a bit of pain, heel pain, and we got it better again with a nice pair of wide web shoes. And now they've just they're not really working for it anymore. So
There's a little bit of pain.
there's a bit of heel pain on the
Let's have a look at the
heel.
foot.
So it's a bit of medial heel pain. You can just see a slight bit of
Yeah,
bruising.
when did I see it with you? Was it 9 months ago?
Yeah, probably November last year, I think.
So, and this was really red and raw, so that's improved.
Yeah.
We can see, just how flat it is. But I noticed that this bulb, we don't get any reaction. This bulb, albeit only a little, but there's a little bit of reaction there, so there's probably pain here. So what are you going to do with it then, Gavin?
Well, the aim is today we're going to cast the foot,
Yeah.
and by doing the casting the foot, we do tend to get quite a lot of extra, like heel width
And support.
and support around there. So we can fit a slightly wider shoe on the heel. We can give it a slightly larger shoe, and we can just get everything back just a little bit, just bring the load backwards a bit, and obviously the other added benefit is it's quite a tricky foot to nail onto. It's not just the heel pain here, it's very thin.
Yeah, it's not got the thickest of all.
And
So that will give you a little bit more
Yeah,
thickness.
and it is a bit like this to nail on, and it doesn't help when you've got nails that are only this high and you're trying to keep a nice wide web shoe on. So with the cast we'll be able to get some better nails and more heel depth, more
Okay,
definition.
I'll let you get prepared because I
Yeah.
know you've got quite a bit of preparation. to
Yeah,
do.
we're going to try and do a bit of preparation before the vet gets here to select it. Just going to tidy up all the hoof wall just so it's nice and clean. To stick the glue on. And we do have to sort of scratch up quite close to the corrie band because I like to fit the cast quite high so we get a bit more out of it. Already cracked up, broken horn that I've been trying to nail into for a while. I can just get rid of them now because I'll be covered with the cast. But you do have to try and get it clean right back to the heels here because this is the main bit. It's a bit like a bonded on glue shoe. The heels are the most important area for the glue to stick to, keep everything in place. You do find once the heels of these casts start to come a little bit loose, that's when the whole thing starts to compromise. Right. So we're gonna get the glue on now. I'll start by giving it quite a bit at the heels. But I'd say this is the main bit that locks it on. Just go all around the foot.
No. I'm just trying to look busy and that's it.
Is that it?
Obviously,
Is it working?
try to get it on the corrie band.
Just want to see I'm doing it. Really, I'm not.
A little bit in that gap there. So I think we've got enough. Then we put this tape on over the frog. And when we put the cast on, we peel that tape back so that the cast doesn't get stuck over the frog and you don't get bits of glue stuck down the bars, down the clefts there. and it also thickens the cast up a little bit at the back when you put it on.
Okay.
Can do it without it, but I find it gives it a bit more, again, a bit more heel depth. So first to go round, try and hook it round the toe a little bit to keep it on there, so keep it from slipping. Trying to stay off the cornering band, you don't wrap it right over the top of that. Just put your finger there. Now peel this tape back, peel it from the other side and just pinch it on there. It keeps that all together, keeps you off the frog.
What material is that then?
The tape,
Yeah.
just like a rubber sort of tape. I forget what it's called there, but it's a...
Where'd you get it from? Does it come with the kit?
No, no, you have to buy. You get it separately now, but it is suggested to use with the kit. Then just wrap this up nice and tight. The tighter I seem to get it, the nicer finish get on the cast. Then we'll put this towel on the floor. As I put it down, Jack will pick that one up. And the water soaks up into the cast. But as the cast is going up, and we'll see, you might just see in a minute that as it starts to heat up the glue, you see bubbles of water coming to the top.
Here on this side.
Can you
just
see
a
it
bit
bubbling
there.
in there?
Let's see if we can find that.
It's starting to
Here,
bubble up.
especially.
Yeah, can you see it bubbling up there?
Yeah.
So you can obviously see the heat going off already through there. Taking the cast off of the sole and the bit that's at the back over the frog and over the bulbs. But you just got to be careful you don't do it too soon and end up taking the whole cast off.
Okay. So you don't want it to go off too much because that
No.
makes it harder
I just find it comes off easier because it does get very hard, and you don't want to be trying to
Now this is
rasp and pull at it for ages and then start rasping through the bulbs of your heels.
Yeah.
So I just go in a little bit sooner.
And this is quite a cold day today, isn't it?
Yeah,
And that slows it up, does it?
yeah. Well, obviously it slows the hoof glue up. That's underneath there. That's slowed up, but the cast still goes off just as rapid.
Okay, because the cast is going off because of the water it's soaking up,
Yeah,
and there's the acrylic under it that's going off because of the normal chemical
Yeah.
reaction. Okay.
yeah. So that's why you've got to be careful when you come to taking a bit off the cast that you don't start on the hard cast, but it's still all wet underneath and it just slips straight off.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can probably put that other foot down now, Jack, and then
We'll just get out of this. Get that towel out the way.
peek.
And do you get straight on and do the other side?
I do sometimes, but like I say, I don't want to leave this cast for too. I've discovered that if I leave them for too long, it's harder to get the bit off the back there. So I can come along now, get this bit off the back, then move on to the other foot, and then put the shoes on afterwards because I just don't want to be spending forever trying to get this bit off at the back where the bulbs are and the frog. You can feel the heat coming through there now.
So that's the acrylic setting that's producing the heat,
yeah,
isn't it?
yes, coming through. We'll get the wrap off now.
Sorry, going the way.
Right. So you can see the cast is all the way around the foot, it's gone off. And there's the tape where we wrap the tape round, so it's off the corrie band all the way around. We'll just have to give that a bit of a tidy up. And now we've got to release this area here and take this cast material off of the sole. So where there's no glue, it comes off quite nicely. The tricky bit is where the glue sort of smudges through a bit and under the foot. And this can be, probably takes longer doing this bit than it does getting them on. You see, by having that tape there, it's not actually stuck to the frog or in the clefts like it was before we started using the tape. So I'll just mark it out with the rasp where that cleft is. Just be careful to get down the heel that you don't start rasping your heel off. And as you come round to the bulb, there, just take a bit of an angle, because obviously the cast cannot rest on the bulb. You want it to be on the hard horn. You can see it's a lot thicker than what you think it is initially when you're trying to go through it with the rasp, trying to think where the hoof wall actually is. I sort of follow the angle of the frog going back to know what I'm going into. I'll just take the angle. Be careful not to start scoring through your coronary band. You got there? That's it. See, it's coming out. See, and that whole bit comes off there now. You see its shape. You can actually see the shapes of the bulbs in there, can't you? So now it's completely separated. Like all these little, say this corner bit here, try and just angle that a bit, because you can see that's all soft there. If that goes out like this, that bit's just going to push in there and it's going to be really lame. This side's come off a little bit better, that's onto the hard horn, so I've just got to shape that up a bit now. And then I can put my shoe on. That heel depth there now that we've got from where the original end of the heel was here, how much more we've got. It's quite a improvement there, isn't it? And you see how we're taking it off of the bulb, so it's not touching there now. And if you look from the front, you just get a view of how the cast looks before the shoe goes on, and it's how it's not touching the coronary band. The reason I choose an unclipped plate for these, I find is when I cut the clip, I don't want to compromise the cast already, and I just want to get it back a little bit, you know, like get the break over the back a bit. I don't want to end up being too far forward with them. So we're using super sound plates with the rubber bonded on the back to try and take a little bit of extra concussion out of this foot. I do like these plates. The only thing is they're hard to level. The hammer sort of bounces back off of them again. It's quite hard material to nail onto. You sometimes find bending a few nails. actually hear how hard that is. You really hear it there, can't you? Get a much larger shoe on than what I had before. A lot more support.